There has been a split in Central Asia. This is what seismologists are saying. Based on pictures made from space, they have determined a multitude of seismic faults across the territory of the region. In Kazakhstan alone, there are so many of them that 3 years were not enough for scientists to thoroughly study all of them. What is the danger of seismic faults, and how's the general situation in the region? Our correspondent found out at the conference, Earthquakes Without Borders. An international group of seismologists is studying the tectonic fault in the suburbs of Almaty. To be more precise, its consequences. There are many similar faults in the region of the Tian Shan Range, and almost all of them are active. That is why earthquakes are a regular occurrence in this region.
So remember, reverse faults, there is a fault right underneath us here, right? But we will not see that fault, but we will look at the evidence in the landscape.
Seismic faults are the result of underground earth shocks which happened in the past, including in the ancient prehistoric past. They can be seen very well on pictures from space, but fieldwork directly in the places of their occurrence provides scientists with more detailed data, for example, for making forecasts.
We have to go into the field, we have to look at the fault, we have to find a good place where we can dig a trench, and then we can do our kind of archaeological paleoseismology investigation and actually try and piece together the record of prehistoric earthquakes, and that will inform us about what might happen in future.
A seismologist from Kazakhstan, Aydin Muhambayev, told us that there are very many unstudied territories in Central Asia. Over the 3 years of the program, the group of scientists have not even gone further than the borders of the Almaty region.
Конкретно на территории Казахстана работы были проведены в Джунгаре.
Fieldwork specifically on the territory of Kazakhstan was conducted in Jungaria. The result is a Lepsinsky fault, which until now was not part of the map of Kazakhstan's tectonic faults.
До этого времени не входил в карту тектонических разломов Казахстана.
Scientists believe that in the last 400 years, there was an earthquake here with a magnitude of 8. The Lepsinsky fault will be included into the new map of the seismic zoning. It will be taken into account during the calculation of construction norms, as well as during the allocation of industrial objects and dangerous production sites. There are no other truly effective methods of forecasting earthquakes, and even more so, no methods of their prevention.
Поэтому нужно знать, как себя вести.
We have to know what to do. In case of a number of different events, we need to have some kind of scenarios. Therefore, if you are at home, if it happens at night, if you're at work, people need to know where to go, where to come at that time. There must be prepared documents and necessary things.
Где-то должны быть подготовлены документы и необходимые вещи.
In other words, for now, modern science has not been able to come up with anything other than an emergency kit. Despite the fact that we're used to calling the set of things necessary for survival as a survival suitcase, it is recommended to keep it in a backpack, because it's much easier to carry. The survival kit has no place for family-inherited heirlooms or a dear-to-one's-heart collection of stamps. One must focus on what would help them to survive for a couple of days without other people's aid. A reserve of water, food, first aid kit, and items that are of primary importance. Because during an emergency, one can count only on themselves.